Today's episode is being brought to you by Hometown News, your independent local newspaper covering Lanark, North Leeds, and Grenville. For more information on Hometown News or to advertise with Hometown News, contact Scott Semple, and I will add a contact for him at the end of this video. Thank you. Because this is my more serious hat, Heather, I figure we can I can dummy myself down a little bit to my Espresso Shot episode hat. So welcome to Espresso Shots. I have some Blue Sky Espresso right here. We're doing half calf tonight. Mine's a little bit fuller because I added a little bit of brown sugar to it.
Well, cheers.
So cheers, Heather.
Cheers. Cheers.
So again, welcome to Espresso Shots.
It's a shot, John.
Oh, you chugged yours.
I didn't. I just won. It's a shot. Is that not what a shot is?
I sip on mine. So welcome to Espresso Shots. I'm here with Heather Huff, who is a pantomath when it comes to bingo. So welcome, Heather.
Thank you, John. Thanks for having me.
You've already had your espresso?
You betcha.
All right, so we got her fired up. So last week, altercation happens at a bingo game. We won't mention where, but it was in the Rideau Lakes. The men in blue are called. So I asked Heather to come in tonight and talk a little bit about bingo etiquette. But before we get to that, I have a few questions, first of all.
Okay.
First question is, should there be mandatory security guards at bingo doors to prevent this kind of stuff from happening?
No.
No?
No. Sorry, we're not in the U.S.
Okay. Secondly, should maybe bingo halls consider Ticketmaster handling the seat sales so there's not the assigned seat problem, so people that showed up would have a seat?
Well, you know...
Like pre-selling these seats? Like I think Ticketmaster...
Why doesn't Espresso Shot pre-sell them?
Never thought... Think it would work?
No.
Oh. Last kind of thought before we get into the do's and don'ts in the bingo etiquette is to create a sense of fairness in bingo, because I think everybody wants to have fun and it's got to be fair. Should winning maybe be taken out of the game so everybody wins? You just play till everyone has a full card and then everyone says thank you and then that's the end of the day? Like that seems to be what's happening in schools.
Well, there's two different ways of looking at that. You have the charity bingos where there's no money involved, period. It's just prizes that a lot of our local businesses, including yourself, donate to.
Yeah.
There's one coming up for the Rita Vista School. I think it's May the 9th. And I don't think there'll be any money handed out that night. I think it's just going to be all prizes again. And they're just as fun as being no money.
But would you go if everybody just played to a full card?
No.
I don't think anybody would.
Well, it's a possibility.
It's a possibility. Okay, so listen, there's all kinds of different styles of bingoing, and there's the single line game. First of all, bingo is bingo, right?
Correct.
And it goes from 1 to
75.
75. So there's 75 numbers in a standard bingo, bingo, and there's a free spot right in the middle of the card. In case you're not familiar with a bingo card layout, and I don't have one to show you, but that's the way the cards are. So they play a single line, a double line, a full card. They play a postage stamp, 4 corners. Then you have like this Little Joe. So in my opinion, the Little Joe is a gateway to bingo brawling. I just think that game is just a bit too much to handle.
Okay, and why would that be?
Oh no, it's just my opinion.
But it's the easiest game. It's actually easier than playing one line.
Why do they have all these different kinds of games? Why can't they just have one game?
Well, would you go, like you just said, would you go and play bingo till everybody won a full card and then go home?
No.
Well, that's why they have multiple games. Every game, they try not to duplicate too many of them. 1-line, 2-line bingos seem to be, the standard in all bingo halls.
What's your favorite game? You like the Little Joe, don't you?
No, I like the double postage stamps.
And what's the double postage stamp? So you have 2 boxes in each corner?
That's correct. You have either 2 G's, 2 B's, 2 I's, 2 G's, or 2 O's, but you have to have 4 stamps together, and you have to have 2 sets of 4 on the same card.
Now, have you ever got into a bingo brawl?
Thanks, John. I wouldn't so much say a brawl.
Squabble?
Not even a squabble as far as directly with somebody else, but I did have an incident, yes.
Okay. Nice, because I think every bingo goer has some sort of instance. Let me tell you a story. Today I'm talking to a gentleman. He walks in here. He tells me that his wife volunteered to call bingo one time in northern Alberta where he lived, and he said he worked for McIntyre Mines in Grand Cache. I said, really? He's like, I'm from Grand Cache, and he lived there the same kind of years that I did. So his wife was calling bingo, and first time ever, and halfway through it they were yelling so much at her she stopped. She couldn't finish it.
Yes, we've had that happen.
So I'm thinking my mom could have very well been in that bingo game, giving that lady a hard time.
We've had it happen right here in the village.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We used to do bingo with the Lions Club, and we had that situation one time. And we had that situation at the Legion once, too, where somebody is not familiar with the games, and, they made a mistake. Oh, we're very quick to correct them. But, there was a mistake made, and you know what? It's a learning experience.
What's all the tension in bingo? Because I've gone a few times with, and nothing, I like bingos, but I don't go all the time. But there's a bit of tension there. Like, people are getting in there, getting their seats, and...
Well, you have two types of bingo players. You have the bingo player that, like myself, that I love to go every week.
Yeah.
I go every week to Legion 542.
And we call you...
Heather.
No, but what kind of player are you?
I'm just a fun player.
Enthusiast?
If I win, it's great.
Okay.
If I don't, you know what? There's always next week.
So let's call you a bingo enthusiast.
Okay.
And then we have...
Then you have the real serious bingo players that are like, shh, don't touch my bingo dabbers, just don't touch my cards, don't look at me, don't talk to me, don't laugh,
So those are the professional bingo players, we call them.
No, I wouldn't call them professional. I would just call them...
Anal?
No, we don't use that word, John, but serious.
The more serious players. So we have the enthusiasts that kind of go for a good
Yes.
time, and then we have the people that take it quite seriously. It's like any sport, golf or cards. It's all the same. Some people go for fun. Some people take it a little bit more seriously. Right?
Right, but a lot of people go for just the getting out, seeing the people. Like, I know myself, I sit at the same table all the time, in the same seat all the time.
Yeah.
And, if somebody new is coming and they're going to sit down in your seat and you're not there yet, somebody will politely say that.
No, they get a quick orientation to the game. Let's be honest
the
here.
layout.
You get a quick orientation as to seating format and where you sit.
Yes.
People are pretty set in their ways. So, which leads me to, let's say somebody wants to play bingo, they've never played before, and they're walking into a situation like that. I think it can be a little bit intimidating. So, if you're a new bingo player, what are some common things that new bingo players should know before they ever get there? Obviously, let's talk about the swag. Swag, I said it right, Cynthia. Swag. The things that you need before you even get to bingo. What do you need to bring with you?
Money.
Money.
Because everything can be bought there.
Everything you need can be bought there.
Everything you need
so
can be
all
bought
the supplies that you have, you can buy typically at any bingo?
All the bingo dabbers you can get at every bingo hall. Tape you can usually get.
So why so many colors? This is Sensation.
That's green.
This is green. This color.
Coral.
And why do people change up the colors halfway through a bingo game?
Well, people like to play. Some people play with the same color all the time. I play some games with 3 different colors on the same game.
I've seen that. So you have your bingo stamper, and I see this all the time as well. Tape. People bringing tape to bingos. What's that all about?
Well, because when you buy more than one card, instead of them having them float all across the table as you're putting your dabber down, you tape them all together, and they all just stay nice in front of you, and
so you're all ready to play.
You're all ready to play.
So you got your money, you got your bingo stampers,
dabbers,
bingo dabbers. You got your roll of tape.
You have a highlighter.
Highlight for what?
Well, once you're finished a game, they give you a program. You can stroke the game off, so you're always going.
So you're following the kind of the planogram.
A pen.
Pen.
Yes, because you never know what you could get there that you have to write your name on, like a winning card.
Yes, that's right. Tickets. Okay, so you've got all that, and what else do you need?
Oh, a bag to carry it in.
You need a nice travel bag.
Yeah, and then if you ever went to
snacks
542 on a Monday night, you will see the particularly the table I sit at, ladies and gentlemen, you know, everything is there. So I brought, I didn't bring any of the homemade treats, which we usually have 3 to 4 of different treats that everybody brings.
I've been there. They are pretty good. So let's see what she's got in there.
Okay, so we've got some Kit Kats,
Kit Kats,
cheesies or chips.
Cheesies. Hey, my mother loves those.
Twizzlers.
You gotta have some Twizzlers at bingo.
There's always nuts of some sort.
There's always lots of nuts at bingo. So there you go, big bag of
Playing
almonds.
and eating. You always need something to drink.
And Heather sports a beautiful espresso shot travel mug.
Yes, brand new.
Nice.
And you know, you can buy any snacks you want there at intermission, and you're good to go. Give Dave your money and off you trot.
Right, so there you go. So that's what you need. So let's talk now about the things that you really need to know when you're playing bingo. So obviously, what would you recommend somebody knowing when they walk in there? What should they've got all their stuff, then what?
Well, I think one of the first things, even before you really come through the door, is to be cognizant of people who have allergies to perfumes, hairsprays.
Aha! I had that on there. I was wondering about that.
Yes, because there's nothing worse than sitting down beside somebody and starting to choke because their perfume is heavy, they're, you know, they haven't showered maybe. Like, it could be all aspects.
So when you're going to bingo, you want to look okay, but you don't want to be all perfumey.
Correct.
Or cologne-y or stinky.
Well, and one of the big things is, and it's not happening anymore like it used to, was people who smoked.
Oh, yes. When you couldn't even see the freaking bingo cards.
You couldn't see the freaking bingo cards, and you couldn't sit beside somebody.
Yeah.
Because of the cigarettes that they'd either be smoking or have come in just totally covered now. This day and age, they don't, you know, we don't have that.
People
so
still
much.
scoot out for a smoke though, because they have an intermission.
Absolutely.
So you can scoot out and have a smoke if you
15
want
minutes,
to.
you can go outside and, you know,
spark up a joint, spark up a cigarette, whatever you want, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
But there's no drinking at bingos. They don't serve liquor or anything.
No.
No.
Some bingos do, but ours don't.
Yeah. Probably a good idea.
Yeah, so where we have a brawl.
Yeah, a real fisticuffs kind of brawl like a hockey game. So I have some more questions for you, Heather. How should somebody yell out bingo? Should they go like bingo or how do they? What's the appropriate way to yell that out?
Well, you know, if you've got a bingo and you wait for the number to be called before you call a bingo, and just put your hand up and say bingo, and I'll guarantee you, if the caller doesn't hear you, somebody that's in front of you, between you and the caller, will hear and say, we've got a bingo here.
What about if somebody goes bingo and they're all like very enthusiastic about the bingo and they stand up and they're
sorry guys, bingo, Crow Lake.
So there are people that do that, but typically just you putting your hand up, identifying the bingo caller, and there's usually people that walk the floor as well.
In some cases, at the particular bingo, as I said, that we go to, it's a very small bingo. You know, you have your caller, you have a guy that runs the snack bar and does Nevada tickets, and you have somebody that sells you the cards. And, you know, we usually have a student there to help, you know, pick up garbage, and we'll have somebody come and they will say, you know, they'll read back the numbers on the card. So it's very small here.
Kudos to all the volunteer students that do volunteer at the Legion and at bingos. That's great. My youngest son did it, and he really loved it. And if you've not thought about doing it, it's worth doing.
And we miss them terribly.
And they miss him terribly. That's nice.
Come back anytime, Harrison.
Another really important question, Heather. Do you stamp the free spot before you play, or do you not stamp the free spot before you play?
Personal choice.
Yeah, do you?
I'll stamp maybe 1 or 2 on the cards.
Same,
you know, if I'm
same
playing
color?
if I'm playing 18, like I'll play usually 15 to 18 cards. That's a lot of cards for some people. But I'll pay 15 to 18. I may dab 1 here, 1 there, and 1 there, and just leave it. To me, it's the fun thing just to when you get bored.
You like the freestyle.
I like the freestyle.
Living the dream, freestyling.
Yeah.
So we talked about snacks. Can you bring supper? Can you bring your supper and eat it when you're playing?
Oh,
bingo?
absolutely. You can bring whatever you'd like in the summer months. They do a barbecue, and some nights they also do hot dogs. I mean,
oh yes, I've been to one with Cynthia, and they had intermission time. They had a bit of a barbecue, burgers, I think, and dogs. Yeah.
Well, they'll do that up from 6 o'clock. Doors open at 6. Bingo starts at 7. And in the summer months, don't quote me on this, but it could even be 5:30. They open up for barbecue.
Yeah.
But they'll normally have hot dogs at intermission during the summer months.
How many bloody calories do you consume during an average bingo game?
Well, it depends. If
Is this your fun night? Is this your fun snack night for the week?
well, last week I went and I didn't have a single thing except for a glass of water.
Yeah, okay.
2 weeks before that, I ate, probably a half a bag of Twizzlers.
If I had all this stuff in front of me, I'd just be eating.
Now, you have to understand, we've got like 9 or 10 of us that sit together. Everybody brings at least one. Some people bring 2 items each week. And they just go up and down.
It is quite a social thing, for sure.
It is.
So listen, bingo attire. What to wear? Yoga pants or sweatpants? Like, are people wearing Lululemon pants to bingo? Or are they wearing sweatpants to bingo?
People can wear a garbage bag. It really doesn't matter. If you're comfortable, that's all that counts.
I could go and wear a garbage bag.
You could wear a garbage bag.
Today's episode is being brought to you by Hometown News, your independent local newspaper covering Lanark, North Leeds, and Grenville. Last real question, is it true that they cook the popcorn to keep people stimulated?
Honestly, well, there's 2 types of bingo. The bingo that we play is 75 numbers.
Yes.
There's also a bingo that's 90 numbers.
Oh, is there?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
And there's also 2 kinds of bingo cards too. Like one card, there's always a number on that card called, right?
A daball, yes.
A
daball card, yes.
And then there's one that's not that way.
That's right. So you have your regular cards, which means you could have, if they called B6, you could have B6 on on 3 of those cards, 2 of those cards, or 1 of those cards, or none. But in a daball, you will always just have to find your first B6 in the whole column, and that's it. You know that they're not on the other cards. Nice. The only difference is there's always an N that's missing because you have a free spot.
So if you're going to get involved in bingo, I'd suggest you get yourself a bingo buddy. Learn the do's and don'ts. Don't get in any brawls. Don't get in any altercations. It's a social night to go out and have fun. And I know this altercation wasn't at a bingo. It was a very specific incident. But it just brings awareness to the fact that it does happen. And I thought it would be fun and quirky to talk to Heather a bit about bingos. But she brings up a lot of great points. So if you want to go to bingo, find yourself a bingo buddy. Get out to one of the local bingos and have some fun.
Well, and if you got, as I said, I'm sorry I'm promoting 542, but that's the bingo I enjoy the most. Happens Monday nights, open at 6, starts at 7. And we've had people come in and just sit down and say, I've never played before. And when you come into the front door, Dave and Chris are very good to say, if you've never played, maybe this is what you should be playing. And, he'll kind of guide you a bit to a table where there's